Okay, boys and girls, give me lights. Lights. Camera. Camera. Action. Action. Welcome to Apple TV.
Welcome. We are going to tell you some information about apples and how to create apple powder. But first, we'll tell you some information. First, the yellow apple. The yellow apples are crisp and very sweet. Yellow apples are found around the world. They will make you go wild. It is delicious in salads, sauces, and pies. The skin is light red and yellow. The Fuji apple is crunchy and sweet. The place of origin is Japan. A Fuji is a great everyday snack. A Fuji is a cedar apple. The Honeycrisp is sweet, crisp, and super sweet. The Honeycrisp is very juicy. It is good for salads, pies, sauces, and bacon. Honeycrisp apple is very tasty. Now we are going to make apple powder. The ingredients are 7 to 8 large 9 cups tart cooking apples, peeled cord slice, 1/4 of an inch, 3/4 cup of sugar, 3/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of sugar, 2 eggs, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and 2/3 cup of melted butter. Directions are heat to 350 Fahrenheit. Place sliced apples in ungreased 13 times 9-inch baking dish. Combine with 3/4 cup sugar and 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon.
Okay, do that now.
Sprinkle over apples. Combine remaining cinnamon flour, sugar,
Okay.
eggs, baking powder, and salt in bowl. Mix until mixture resembles coarse crumbs. Sprinkle over apples. Pour melted butter over topping. Bake 45 to 55 minutes or until lightly brown and apples are tender. Serve warm ice cream if desired. So now we will be making apple cobbler.
Okay, go ahead, gentlemen. Start with the dry ingredients.
Well, do you want it to do it by
Do what the directions say.
3/4 sugar?
Okay, sugar, put it in the bowl. No, that's not sugar.
Yeah, no, that's 2 cups. This is 3/4.
Okay. Because it's important to do your measurement. Do you see the math that's involved in measuring? They didn't measure ahead of time. Okay, after the sugar,
We need 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon.
I gotta do it like the TV on TV do. You know how they go over top like this?
Okay, now we will stir it together.
Say hi, Mom. Say hi, Mom. I'm on TV. What's next after this?
Now we need the cinnamon in bowl. Sprinkle over the apples.
Okay, so the apples go where in the pan?
I think in there.
Okay. And how many apples would you say that is?
It's 9 cups.
9 cups of apples. It's already been cut ahead of time. Now I want you to notice that the apples have a little brown tint to them. That's because oxygen has gotten on them. And when oxygen does get onto the apples, you'll notice they'll brown a little bit over time. Now it shouldn't hurt anything because they will be cooked. So they are not, they're still good. Okay? While Braden is stirring that, Zach, can you tell me the next step?
How much sugar?
First, I think that goes in your pan now, okay?
What, this? I don't get it all. I haven't got it all
If
started.
it's not, you can sprinkle it still across the top.
Okay.
So, work together, gentlemen. Now, does that pan need to be greased? It said no.
It said ungreased.
Ungreased, the prefix being un, meaning not greased. Okay, so they're equaling putting those out. Spread that out. Dump it all and sprinkle the rest is fine. We sure like sugar, boys, so don't be afraid. Okay.
Roll them down so all the apples get coated. And fall out.
We did wash our hands and the table has been disinfected.
I think that's good.
Okay.
Spread it out.
Zach, what do we do next? You mentioned you need some more sugar for the cobbler topping. Okay, go ahead, Zach. Why don't you do that part?
Combine the flour, sugar. So
Sugar and flour. You can put the whole thing in the bowl.
let's put in this bowl.
In the bowl. So we've got how much sugar?
2 cups.
2 cups of sugar. How much flour?
Hold on a second.
How much flour was in there?
Combine, raise, and flour. It just says remaining.
Okay. And anything else with those two?
Yes, we need remaining cinnamon. There's no more cinnamon.
Okay, so we added a little bit more to the actual apples. It'll still work out. And last,
Eggs.
okay, you know where the eggs. Why don't we let Zach do this mixture?
Okay.
You give him the lowdown of what's coming up.
So we will do eggs. We'll get baking powder and salt in the bowl.
Okay.
After he's done cracking eggs.
Well, yeah, okay.
Sounds good.
Yep, we love eggshells in our cobbler. You can smile, Zach. It's okay.
Okay. Then we need baking powder.
Remember to speak loudly. Okay. And the last thing you said you had to add?
We need to have salt.
And how much salt?
3/4 of a teaspoon.
Okay. Let's get Zach in there stirring it up. Let's take a look. We want the view of what it would look like.
We spilled it around.
Remember, for Apple TV.
Zach, stir it slowly.
Doing good, doing good. I think this is where you put the butter in because it's getting too thick.
I'll put some butter in now. Yeah, over topping.
Everybody say, mmm. How much butter do you do?
It will be, the butter will be, let's see the butter on here. 2/3 of a cup. 2/3 of a cup.
Of melted butter.
Melted butter.
And what we want is we want it to be crumbly, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That will go on top.
All right. So we'll let them continue with stirring that up and adding the crumbles across the top. During this time, does our audience have questions for our 2 cooks? Gentlemen, you may call on someone as you work.
How do you make sure you have the exact right amount?
Okay, call on someone else.
Why is this so messy? Children?
But they are famous. They do have their own cook show. Okay, anybody else? Franklin?
Why did you choose to make this particular dessert?
Excellent. Gentlemen,
It took
what?
the least time to make.
Okay. Now their interest was in apples, and from apples they decided to put their presentation together and not only start with facts about apples and the importance of apples with their nutrition, but they decided to continue with their genius knowledge and do a talk show, or excuse me, a cook show. Zach, you have another question.
Except it's for you. Are you gonna put this on TV?
It's already on TV right now. Last questions?
I meant unreal.
Now, Zach, can you tell us how hot should the oven be and how long will it take to cook this afternoon?
350 Fahrenheit and 45 to 55.
Okay, so what is the plan at this time with your crumbles?
We will put it over the top of it.
All right, let's take a look. Boys work together. How about we take it by our hands, crumbling it in? I sure smell that cinnamon and definitely plenty of sugar. Kids, do we like sugar?
Sugar is the best food you can possibly eat. Eat lots of it.
Gentlemen, any last words about your,
Every day eat.
excuse me?
Sugar.
Gentlemen, any last words for your presentation this afternoon?
You guys will be trying it with the ice cream.
Okay. Let's give our cooks a hand, everybody.